Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Brandy, and as some of you may know, I just recently had a BBL procedure. Surgery date was January 3rd, 50 days ago, so about 2 months. I was supposed to make a 1 month post-op video, but y'all, this surgery been kicking my ass, okay? Like, what more do you want from me? Like, it's been kicking my ass. Let's just get into this video. I was gonna record it like conversation style, like just talking, share my experience, you know, just talking to y'all. But I decided I wanted it a little more organized or whatever. So I'm gonna do it Q&A style. So I took to my Instagram and here on YouTube, and I asked you guys if you had any questions to ask me, to go ahead and ask them on those platforms. And the girls asked away. So we're gonna get into it right now. Question number 1. What are some things you wish you known or done to prep for surgery? For one, I would have saved more money. I watched a lot, like I watched almost every BBL video here on YouTube, okay? Like I watched it all of them, the ones from 8 years ago, okay? I watched them all. And everybody tells you to save money, but you don't think how much extra money you really should save, like, because you're like, damn, like, okay, how much more can I really be spending? I already covered my surgery. I already covered this, that. You think you have all your bases covered? Baby, take it from me, you don't. So go ahead and save that coin. And the more you can save, the better. The more bills you can pay in advance, the better. Anything you can do to get yourself ahead while you're missing work or whatever the case may be, do it. Okay, so I would have saved more money. Honestly, y'all, I don't know where I got this information from, if I'm just delusional, but I could have swore you did not have to wait 3 months to sit down. And I don't know if that's for every surgery center. My surgery center requires me to not sit down for 3 months. Baby, I'm a nail tech. I don't even know where I got this information from, but I was just not under the impression. The AC is just blowing right on my back. Like, whew. Sorry, y'all. I just like got the chills. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I was just under the impression that if you felt good, like if you were okay, you were mobile, that you were good to go and that you could just sit on your pillow if need be, blase blah. I did not know you was really supposed to go a whole stone cold 3 months not sitting on your ass. Like, I don't know. But I'm on month 2, so I'm almost there. Like, thank God, whatever. Okay, second question. How bad was the pain? That's my only question. Y'all, the pain was there. The pain, like, okay, when I first woke up, that was the most painful part about it all. Like, that was the most pain I felt that day, that first day. Like, that was super painful and super uncomfortable. So I would say in my video, my vlog, I said the pain was about a 7. I'll say initially that pain was like an 8. Like, it was up there. The pain was up there, okay? It was 8 or 9. Like, it was up there at first. It did not stay that way, and it does get better, but at first it's just like, it's just an awful feeling. And it's just uncomfortable. You can't lay down properly because you have these incisions that are super sensitive at first. And it's just a mess. I hated it. I hated it. Okay, so, oh, and one more thing to add to this question. How bad was the pain? Everyone's pain tolerance is going to be different, of course. You know, some people get more aggressive lipo than others. Like, your pain level is going to be different, but one thing I'ma say is, if you have this surgery coming up and you are like me, stalking these BBL videos, baby, if you open that video and the words, it's not that bad, comes out the girl's mouth, or man, because men are doing BBLs now too, go to the next video. Because good for you, sis, but that is just not going to be the case for a lot of us, and that was not the case with me. So I don't want to see no BBL video about how, oh, it's not that bad. It was honestly like, no, No. It's hard to explain, but because technically it's not that bad, probably what we might put in our head, but it's bad. It's very much bad still. Like, it's bad. Do you have a change in appetite due to your surgery? Yes, because after surgery, I only wanted like a salad or fruit. There was nothing heavy that I really wanted after surgery, especially because, you know, you just had surgery. Like, you're eating. I'm definitely more conscious of what I eat these days. I do still like to eat like French fries, chicken, whatever, but I do find myself eating cleaner. Okay, how much was your surgery and everything that you got for it? Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a rough number and I'm talking about, this is like everything that I could think of that I remember spending on. Like, this is a pretty good estimate of what the total would be. Okay, so about roughly $10,531.72. So let me break that down to you. Damn, this AC is beating me to death. I'm so cold. Okay. So yeah, like I said, $10,531.72 roughly. Now that is the cost of the surgery. You guys, I went to Dr. Wright in Miami. She's at the Jade Aesthetics Surgery Center. And so I'm gonna just break down a little bit of the cost to you, and just so like you can prepare yourself too if you have this surgery coming up. Okay, so the surgery itself, now here's the thing about this. The surgery center rescheduled my surgery twice, and 2 of the doctors that I originally wanted to go to moved. Okay, I was originally going to go to Dr. Mejio in Miami at the same facility, but he ended up moving to Houston. So basically I opted to go to another doctor. He ends up moving. At this point, I'm taking this as a sign. Like, damn, like, is this God trying to tell me something? I don't know, or whatever. So I definitely almost canceled my surgery and got a refund. I mean, I probably just would have went somewhere else, but I'm glad I didn't, because I came across Dr. Wright, and honestly, she was amazing. And I'm just throw out there right now, I love my results. I tell you all of that, I tell you all of that to say that the price of my surgery, I believe the second surgeon I was gonna go to was a little cheaper than Dr. Wright, because they ended up telling me like, okay, well, go ahead, and since, you know, this is an inconvenience for you, and since we're rescheduling you, and since your doctor is moving, that will go ahead and lock in that price. So I think that Dr. Wright's procedures costed more than who I was going to go with. I'm not gonna name that surgeon because he's kind of irrelevant in the situation. Like, I didn't go to him, and he wasn't my first choice, so whatever. Basically, so that locked my price into $5,950, so $6,000. But I got a discount. I think it was due to the time that I booked and paid my deposit. I don't remember why I got the $500 off, but I did. So it brought it down to $5,450. So $5,450 was the total for my surgery. It included the liposuction to the stomach area and the back area, from the bra strap down, and it also included, you know, the fat transfer. So your lipo and your fat transfer, essentially, that's what is covered in the surgery cost. My faja, you wake up in a faja. So most of the surgery centers are going to provide you with a faja to wake up in, because if you bring a faja, chances are it's not gonna fit you. You're so swollen after surgery, you don't know what size you're gonna be. So more than likely you're gonna have to pay for that faja at the surgery center. So I would hold off on getting any fajas prior to surgery. My faja was $120, and then not to mention, I have since bought 2 fajas. I actually bought one today, and I'm gonna insert some footage of that for you guys, because this faja, y'all, it is everything. Okay, this is the faja. I love my new faja. I'm in love with this faja, okay? Like, I am in love with it. This one that I bought today was $160. This is the faja. So the one at the surgery center was $120. I bought one in Miami at this other store. I think it was kind of not the best quality, I'm not gonna lie, because I got 2 holes in it, and I don't do anything crazy, so I don't know why I got 2 holes in my faja. And I don't know, it's just like, compared to this one, I just feel like this is so much better quality that it, even if that one was good quality, this one is making that one seem cheap, because this is a good one. So please prepare to spend on these fajas, because you have to. And that's another thing that, oh, to add to the first question of things I wish I knew, I did not know about this faja maintenance, okay? This upkeep. Like, I knew you would definitely need more than one, because you're shrinking. Like, the one you wake up in that's never gonna last you. Like, that's stage 1. That is to get you by like the first maybe 2 weeks, maybe. But beyond that, like, every time you shrink and pretty much shrink out of these fajas, your skin starts to burn, your skin starts to hurt. Like, that is an indicator you need more compression, a tighter faja, because your skin literally starts to hurt. Like, you guys, and that's something I did not know. That, like, I knew, like I said, like, you would have to get multiple fajas, and especially for showering purposes as well, like, you want to be able to alternate. Okay, I got that. But to literally be, what's the opposite of outgrowing? To be like undergrowing these garments, and like, you literally can't fit them anymore. And then there's nobody in my area that does, there's really not many people in West Palm Beach that alter fajas. So that's another thing to be mindful of. If you're in an area where surgery isn't that common, cosmetic surgery is not that common, you're gonna go through some fajas, because instead of you getting alterations, you're probably just gonna have to keep going smaller and smaller and smaller until you reach the limit. But that's something I wish I knew. I did not know that I was gonna have to keep either buying or getting alterations on my faja. So anyways, back to this cost. My surgery itself was $5,450. That's for the liposuction to the areas and the fat transfer to the booty. It was originally $5,950, but I got a discount. Okay, so the ab board that I honestly did not really use, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, it was $30. The lipo foams, it was a 3-pack, it was $36. I got a rescheduling fee because I did reschedule my surgery once. It was supposed to be back in September, y'all. So I got a rescheduling fee that was $500. My urinal I got from the surgery center was $12. The cell saver, which they required me to get, was $500. My Airbnb, it was originally $845.33, but I took off a night because we did leave a night earlier. So it brought it down to $673.72. So it was $673.72 for the 5 nights that I was there. The nurse, the private care nurse was $1,900. The meds that I had to buy, which guys, don't depend on your insurance to cover these meds, because they may or may not. In my case, it did not. So the meds were an additional $100 and something. I think it was like 120 something, but it was in the hundreds. So I spent about $300 to $350 on supplies, you know, in my first video, my first pack with me video. That was about $300, $350, and anything that I bought additional when I was in Miami, it estimated to about that. Groceries and food, not included, because baby, I don't know what was spent on that. I did not buy or do any of the food runs, so. But just know that's an additional expense to add on, because you need some groceries. You need hella pineapple juice, water, all that stuff. So that's, groceries is its own bill to consider. And then I spent about $50 on Shein to get some stuff, which I did not need. Guys, here is a pro tip. Don't go buying any type of clothes. Like, all you need is your like loose garment for surgery day. But since surgery, I've literally been wearing, I mean, after surgery, it's like, it's sweatpants, it's t-shirts. I'm thinking, like, I have all these like bralettes and stuff, and I'm like, where am I going in a bralette? And I got this faja on. Only buy what you need, okay? And if you guys want, I can go ahead and make a video on the stuff that I did end up needing and using in Miami, and I could add in that video what is necessary and what is not. Next question. What was Mia Aesthetics like / your surgeon? Okay, Mia Aesthetics, this is gonna be my little Mia Aesthetics review that I throw in here. This is like, I was gonna make a separate video for this, but someone asked anyway, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to let you guys know my experience with Mia Aesthetics. Overall, it was a good experience. Overall, I can't complain, you know, especially compared to like stuff that you see online. Like, their Google reviews are pretty good, but their Yelp reviews are horrible. they drag them on Yelp. But a lot of those people, a lot of those people didn't end up going. They were mad because they didn't get their deposit back, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, since a lot of those reviews have been written, a lot of changes have been made in the rules of surgery, if that makes sense. Like, they limit how many surgeries surgeons can do a day now, how much fat can be taken out, whatever. So I feel like a lot of those reviews were written before certain rules were in place, and they kind of got it together now, because the experience was nice. The staff was friendly. Dr. Wright was amazing. She was so sweet. She made me feel so comfortable. Like, and I'm glad it was a woman that did my surgery, because I mean, no shade to the male surgeons. There's a lot of male surgeons, okay? They dominate this surgeon gang thing for real. But it just really made me feel really comfortable that it was a woman. Like, period. Like, woman to woman, it just made me feel more comfortable. And I just felt like she listened to me as far as what I wanted, and you know, I never felt rushed at any point. Like, it was good. It was nice. She was nice. And the only thing that I will say about the surgery center, which I mentioned, if you guys watched my vlog, that they pissed me off that the day of my first post-op appointment. So my only complaint would be the lack of communication between employees. Because I say that because, for one, when I rescheduled my surgery, I was charged $500, like I mentioned, but they rescheduled my surgery essentially and changed my surgeon twice. And I'm just like, okay, well, what's up? Because I got charged $500 for doing the same thing y'all are doing. So what are y'all gonna do for me? And they're like, they didn't try to give me my $500 back, which was cool, but excuse me. I am parched. Okay. They didn't give me my $500 back, which was expected. You know how these places are. But they did mention going ahead and giving me a free garment, which I was like, okay, whatever. So long story short, the day comes to get the free garment and nobody knows what I'm talking about, of course. And that's just annoying to me because it's like, we have these profiles, you know, that they have like your information, you're in their system somewhere. That's how they know what to ask you and what you're in, what surgery you're in for and everything. So y'all mean to tell me there's no note section where you could have just put client is owed a free faja? Like, there was nowhere to put that. There was nowhere to communicate that. Okay, whatever. So I was just like, I just had surgery. Like, I'm not trying to go back and forth with y'all about no free garment. Like, I don't even care. But it was just the principle for me. I didn't like that, and I felt like that was just weird. When I was asking about it, I was just getting the runaround. So I was just like, you know what? Fuck that faja. Fuck y'all little faja. Okay. Anyway, and then during my post-op appointment, so Dr. Wright came in, checked on my incisions, whatever, and everything was cool. And then she, on her way out, she told me, okay, they're gonna come in, wrap you up, and put on disposable underwear on you, and you're all set. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I was on the bed in there on my knees pretty much, right? So I'm on my knees and she's like, you know, you can lay down or whatever if it's uncomfortable for you. But just remember, if you lay down, you gotta get back up. And mind you, this is a day after surgery. Y'all saw me struggling to get out that van. I was not trying to go down because I was not gonna come back up. I was not trying to go down. So I stayed on my knees or whatever, waiting for them to come in. A minute goes by, 3 minutes go by, 5 minutes go by. I'm like, first of all, do they know I just had surgery yesterday? I just had surgery yesterday. Why is nobody in here putting the shit on me and sending me about my merry way? Like, I was so upset. I came to the conclusion was because I wasn't getting a massage there, because I opted out of getting the massage at the center. You guys, these facilities have horrible, most of them, I'm not gonna speak for every facility, but most facilities have awful reviews for the massages because they're just like, it's like a factory. You know, they're doing so many that they're not really putting love into yours. So I opted out of getting my massage at the facility. And so I feel like that's where the miscommunication was, because I already told them I wasn't getting the massage. So the girl walks in and she's like, honey, what are you still doing here? And I'm just like, bitch, first of all, you still see me on this table butt ass naked. Like, what do you think I'm still doing here? Come put my stuff on and send me on my way. Like, what are you talking about? What am I doing here? That gave me a whole attitude because I was just pissed off they had me sitting there for that long in that position, and I just had surgery yesterday. So I did not like that, and I felt like that was just ugh, that just really turned me off. So they come in, they do everything or whatever and send me on my way. And I was just like, I just feel like because I wasn't getting the massage with them, they felt some kind of way, or that's just what threw everything off. And I just didn't like that. So that was ugly to me, Mia. But like I said, overall, that happened after my surgery, but overall, I will say my experience with the surgery center was pretty pleasant. Everybody got back to me in timely manners about anything, and it was fine. My experience was fine. Okay, what do you wish you knew before surgery? This kind of ties into the first question. Let me think if I think of anything else. What I wish I knew. I wish I knew how uncomfortable I really was gonna be, as far as sleeping at night and just the feeling, you know, like your skin almost feels foreign. It's like your skin is not even yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, your skin is numb and it feels foreign. So I wish I would have known that, because I just would have prepared. Like, I guess there's nothing I would have done differently or could have done differently, but I guess it would have just mentally prepared me more. But this sensation that I have in my stomach, it's just not it. Like, it's not it. Anything that I don't hear people mention that I definitely noticed for me is how it affects your intimate relationships. Like, how it affects your relationship with your partner. Like, me and my fiance were very, like, touchy, like, love to cuddle and stuff like that. And it's like, I can lay only on my stomach. How the fuck are we cuddling? it's just like it's not affecting in a way like, oh my gosh, we're gonna break up, blah blah. Like it's just like me, like he may or may not even be like feeling any kind of way about it, but like for me, I notice like I don't like it because I just want to just be able to jump on him and I can't. Okay, so yeah, that's something I wish I knew. Another thing, I wish I knew how long, like, okay, this ties back into sitting, but it's like, y'all, I wish I knew about the mini depression you could feel not being able to go lay, get your lashes done, get your hair done. Like, you can't sit. I don't want to inconvenience them and try to manipulate how they work to make me comfortable because I got a BBL. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just have gone without, and I'm sure my hair girl would have tried to finesse it somehow or whatever, but I just don't want to go through it. Like, I'm just gonna wait. Like, I'm almost there. But it's just like, I genuinely miss getting my lashes done. Like, it makes me that girl. Like, I genuinely miss getting my hair done. Like, everything, like, but it's okay, you know, because, baby, when I step outside, I'll step. Okay. Any regrets? Question mark. Do I have any regrets? No. No, like, no. My only regret would be timing. I feel like now I have my man and, you know, like, we're talking about having kids, and I'm just like, damn, like, I just did my body. I just did my body, sir. Like, kids where? Kids where? No, but no, seriously though, any regrets? No, I don't have any regrets. No, I can't say I have regrets. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Like, I'm snatched. I can't lie. I can't lie. Dr. Wright took me and snatched me up, okay? She snatched me up, okay? Snatched me up. No regrets. Okay. Would you do any more cosmetic surgery? Cosmetic surgery is nowhere in my near future. No. If I was to do anything, maybe the question is like, would I get any, do I want anything else? I don't know. But the only thing I would say is I would definitely fix my teeth. Just, you know, I got a little snaggle going on. Like, I would definitely do my teeth, and I would get some lip fillers. That's it. That's as far as I would take it. I would do my teeth and get like a little lip filler. But other than that, no. Your girl, I got one round in me and it's over. I ain't got no more rounds to give this BBL life. BBL one and done. Like, it's no. So if I have a kid and, you know, the stomach starts stomaching, I have to just spin back on that lipo. This air is beating me. Beating me, Natalia. Beating me. Next question. Wait, where am I? Oh. How did you find a nurse for aftercare? Honestly, the same way I find like everything. Instagram, Google. Honestly, I was just looking for a place that seemed like they had great reviews online. A place the phone numbers match, you know, like everything's matching. The website, address, the phone numbers, everything's all adding up. That's kind of how I went about it. Like, just to find a place to make sure, because, you know, there's a lot of scams out here, so you just don't want to just be sending deposits and sending your money here and there. So that's pretty much how I went about looking for a nurse, looking up reviews and, you know, like that. What was your experience with Jade Aesthetics? So Jade Aesthetics, that's the private nurse, post-op care nurse that I chose, that's the company that I chose to go with. My experience with them was cool. Like, I will say my first nurse, The first nurse that I had, she was really cool. She was shown in my vlog and I really liked her. She was very attentive and she was just like, she was bomb. My second nurse was more of a paid babysitter. Like, she wasn't really like it. Like, if I wanted to sleep the whole time, she would have let me, pretty much. Like, she was kind of more on her phone. And I mean, I don't care, as long as when I ask for something, you're willing to do it, like, whatever. So I wasn't tripping. So there was a little mishap with Jade Aesthetics because they apparently didn't have my faja size included in my package. They have different packages you can get. I got the diamond package, I believe. Like, it was like, there was the highest one, I think it was like the besties one, and then there's one beneath it. I got like the one beneath it. Basically, they didn't have, included in my package was a faja. They did not have my size, and they just were kind of giving me the runaround about it, and I'm just like, where's my faja? But whatever, I ended up telling them, like, it's okay, because by the time you get it to me, I'm going to be out of Miami, and I could just go buy one. Like, just go ahead and refund that portion, and it's fine. So then there was a mishap with the massages, because as I told you guys, I did leave a day earlier than anticipated. But, and however, I was booked for, I think the package came with 7 massages, and I was in Miami for 5 nights. So there was a day that I asked the masseuse, I was like, you know, is there any way you could extend this massage? I was leaving early, but either way, some of them were supposed to be doubled up because I was due for 7 massages in 6 days. So either way, like, there was supposed to be at least one scheduled to be doubled. And she was like, no, you know, I have somebody right after you. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I left it at that. But I just found it weird the whole time. She, like, every time she came, it seemed like she was like not in a rush to leave, but you could tell she had somewhere to be. So I just found that weird, and I expressed that to the owner, and she was just like, oh, well, you would think you would have told me you were some slick remark. I'm gonna add the screenshot. I feel like she was being a little slick, and I didn't like that, because baby girl, first of all, I am the patient. I'm the one that's on fucking Mars right now, okay? I don't know, like, how am I supposed to be sitting here and thinking about doubling up my massages? I'm not thinking about that shit. I'm thinking about these fucking holes in my body, like, girl. So I was just taken aback by that. I didn't like that. I felt like she was getting snippy with me. Y'all, when I tell you I just did not have the time or energy, I didn't go back and forth with nobody about nothing. Like, I was not in the spirits of doing that. Like, I just couldn't, and I was just like, whatever. I didn't send the 180. Call it, leave it at that, like, whatever. So overall, I would recommend them if you need nurses, but just make sure you're keeping track of your stuff, I guess. Like, that's the only advice I could really give you. But overall, though, like, I don't blame that on the nurses at all. That was my experience with who I believe was either the owner or her husband. I don't really know who I was communicating with at the time, but the nurses themselves were good, and especially that first nurse I had, she was amazing. So I wouldn't let that deter, like, my experience deter you from trying them if you do need a private nurse. Okay, how much for a nurse, and how do you find one / get one? Are they expensive a day? Honestly, you have to just do your research. Like I said, my package was $1,900, and you know, that included them coming to get me from surgery, dropping me off at surgery, my nurse, the care, the faja. What else was included in that? My 7 massages. There's just other little things in there that they add, but yeah, so it was like $1,900. I don't know how much a private nurse is a day. That is something you would have to research. I don't know that they do them like that. I feel like getting a package is ideal though, because chances are you're going to need them for more than a day anyways, unless let's say you're like waiting for someone to fly out or something like that. You just need them for that day. Okay, that makes sense. But for the most part, you're probably gonna want that nurse for at least 3 days. So but yeah, like I said, you would just do some research, and they are pretty expensive. It's pricey, but it's worth it to have the care, you know. What was the worst part? The worst part is the discomfort. Up until even last night, because my faja was getting too big, but it's like, hello, it's the middle of the night. What am I supposed to do about that? You know what I'm saying? But because it was getting too big, it's like your skin is literally like burning. I don't know how these girls be up and about in 2 weeks. Like I need my faja to survive right now. I need my faja. My faja is my second layer of skin, okay? So the worst part to me is just the discomfort. You get these little random sharp pains through your body, like these it's a lot, y'all. Like, the girls weren't being fully honest and transparent in their videos. They were not. Okay, you get these random sharp pains. Laying down can be uncomfortable, especially like when you have any friction against your incisions. Just the overall discomfort of it all. Like, sometimes I literally get up out of my sleep because one second I'm hot, the next I'm cold, the next I'm hot. Like, it's very uncomfortable. The itching. Bitch, I almost forgot to tell y'all about the itching. The itching is so intense. Like, I feel like that gets brushed by, like, it's itchy. And no, you need to stop, take a pause after you mention itchiness, and elaborate. Bitch, it's itchy, okay? It's motherfucking itchy. Like, to the point where, you guys, like, no lie, I literally scratched through my faja, through my skin, and cut myself. Yeah, I literally clawed through my faja, and like literally, like, I had an open cut. It wasn't like deep or anything, but it was like a surface cut, and you could just see that I scratched my skin pretty much off. Like, I scratched it so bad, and it's the skin right by the crack. And thank God, you know, it's healing pretty much. Like, it's pretty much healed because I've been putting Vaseline and Mederma on it and everything. But I literally fucking scratched my skin off. Like, that's how bad the itching is. And then your skin is numb. So you feel where it's itching, but you don't feel the relief from actually itching it. So it's literally, you're scratching and you're knocking and nobody's home. Like, bro, the itching is awful. It's terrible. It is literally, besides the burning sensation I have outside of my faja, that is the worst. Like, those are the worst things I will mention. Like, real bad. Real bad. Do you like your results? I love them, and I'm getting ready to show y'all them, but I'm telling you now, I do love them. And I'm wearing a skin tight outfit so y'all could see, you know, what I'm working with. Do you plan on having kids? Yes, I do. I plan on having 1, 2 maximum. The reason I didn't wait is because I don't want to wait. Like, I did not want to wait, and honestly, I feel like if anything, a little baby weight is only gonna make me like more voluptuous anyway, so I don't really care. I'm not worried about that. And I did research, and kids really, one of the surgeries that having kids after can affect is your breast, and I don't plan on doing anything to my breast at the moment. So I think I'm good. Is sex different after surgery? Okay, so I will say the first time after surgery, it felt like I was a virgin again. Like, it just, yeah, I'm just it just felt like I was a virgin again. So I don't know if that's just because of the time that went by, what that has to do with it, but it just felt really, really tight down there. And yeah, I mean, it felt good. It didn't feel different in a way, like foreign. It just, honestly, it feels better to me. Like, I don't know, like, it feels better to me.
I don't even know how to answer that question right now, because we're not fully clapping cheeks. I mean, honestly, we're not fully clapping cheeks, so I haven't really been able to test drive it how I want to. But appealing and look-wise, I mean, looks great. So, I mean, you get hard like Rottweiler.
What? What? What was that?
And get hard like Rottweiler.
Why are you making more? Like,
Because I want my version without you. Anyways. If you've been waiting how I've been waiting, it's very emotional and
emotional?
yeah, it's an emotional feeling. Because it's like real sensitive.
So you clapped my cheeks for the first time and wanted to shed a tear?
Not shed a tear.
Oh.
Ha.
That ain't that emotional then.
You thought. But you know, it was emotional. It was like, it felt great just to do what we were doing. Because, I mean, for anybody that's getting it, you only got one position, brother, man. Maybe after when you get close to the 6-week mark, you might be able to hit it from the back. But, cowgirl, that is the only position you get, okay? And like I said, you'll appreciate it when you do get it. And she will too, trust me.
Another question while I have you here. What has been the hardest part, even though it's my surgery, you had to kind of deal with me. So, like, what was the hardest part of this journey?
The hardest part of this journey is not killing them when they're tripping, all right?
When the hell was I tripping?
Be patient with them. Because they're not going to be patient with you.
That wasn't my question. I said, what was the hardest part?
I'm telling all the hard parts, okay? Be patient with them because they're not going to be patient with you, okay? They're going to ask you to do 5 different things at one time and forget that you only got 2 arms and 2 legs and you're one person. The hardest part was the lack of patience, okay? And watching them in pain and you really can't do shit about it. All you can do is pep talk them. It's okay, baby.
You got this, babe.
You got this. That's all you can do. You can't do nothing else. And the hardest thing, I would say, is looking at that thing and you can't do nothing. Sad day. Sad day, brother, man. Sad day.
How long before you felt normal? Child, I still am not feeling normal. Like, normal? What's that? No, I'm not feeling normal. So, that's another thing. I was under the impression that at 6 weeks, I was gonna be doing cartwheels. Y'all, like, I'm still very much, like, stiff, slow. Like, I don't take 15 minutes to get out the bed anymore, but I still don't just pop the fuck up either. So it's like, I'm definitely, I would say I'm still in recovery. I'm definitely not 100%. I definitely don't feel normal yet. Last night, matter of fact, I woke up out of my sleep, and I know it's because of my Faja, but it's still like, just the fact like that it could still happen. It's just like, ugh. But I woke up out of my sleep and I literally like just took off my Faja. Like, I just undid like the first maybe like 10 hooks and laid back down. Cause excuse me, I did have a tank top on and then the faja over the tank top, and I think that was also what was making me like hot and kind of uncomfortable. The friction of the tank top against my incisions, like all of that just, and then the heat, it was just not it. So it woke me up. Where did I get my massage? So like I mentioned, my first couple were in Miami through Jade Aesthetics, which was the post-op nurse company. So my first 4 massages was there, and then when I came back to West Palm Beach at a place called Ibella, God, and she was so good. What was her name? Yanette. She's an older Hispanic lady. She's really good, but she does open your incisions. If you don't like that, or your surgery center is against reopening your incisions, maybe you could request that you don't. But to me, I liked it because to me it was getting all that shit out. Like I you know, it's crazy because they hurt so bad, but I over time became infatuated with like watching the fluid flow. Like to me, like it started out like I was in so much pain I'd be looking everywhere else, and then it got to the point where I'm like just looking down the whole time watching her squeeze all this shit out of me, and it was like wow, all that was in me. And the massages, you feel so good after them, so definitely get your massages. It's worth it. And you can literally see the fluid. Like you could touch it, press on it, like you know where there's fluid in your lipo areas and stuff. I literally like watched her like push it out. It was pretty cool. But I did get my massage at Ibella. Okay. And just so you guys know, I did get 11 or 12 additional massages. So I got 4 in Miami and 11 or 12 here in West Palm Beach. Okay. And now, sorry to keep adding, and now all I do is go in with some baby oil or coconut oil, and I go in and self-massage myself. And I just honestly go circular motions all over my whole stomach, up the sides, like the side of my body. I'll have all my arm all the way up, and I'll just rub it all the way up to my armpit, do circular motions, put a good amount of pressure. And I just self-massage that way, and then I go up and down my back. Like, it's been working. I could definitely tell it's been working. What was your weight and height? I'm 5'6", and I weighed about 185-ish when I first went in. I haven't weighed myself since my surgery, you guys. Like, I don't care to. Like, I'm not one of these girls that are super obsessed about weight and inches of the waist. And I didn't take my waist measurements and all of that. Like, that for me, I honestly don't care. It's the look for me. Like, what you looking like? What was it like smoking weed after surgery? Okay, so, oh my gosh, I'm glad somebody asked me this. I'm glad I get to talk about it, because I don't see I think I saw one video of a girl talking about her experience smoking after her BBL. But there's not many people that cover this very, very important topic. I first smoked about 16 days after my surgery. 16, okay? Of a bowl. I used a bowl because I don't know, like I just wasn't ready for wraps or anything yet. Like I just wanted it to be like a more clean high. Like I was like, I'm already low-key not supposed to be smoking. Well, I don't know that I'm not supposed to be. That's the thing. I wasn't really like, because 9 times out of 10, when they are talking about smoking, they're referring to cigarettes. So I never really like took the no smoking thing fully to heart, because I'm not a cigarette smoker, but I do smoke weed. So 16 days later, I was just like here, I was bored, and I was like, you know what? I want to smoke. So I hit my bowl, and you guys, honestly, I liked it. I actually felt good. I won't say better, but I felt more I don't even, like, I felt more in tune with my body. Me and my body felt more like one again. Like, because after surgery, it's crazy. Like, I'm trying to tell you guys, like, it's hard to explain, but you almost feel like your body is not yours. You're having all these like shocks and pains, random shit going on, and you just don't feel like your body belongs to you fully. It's very weird. But it's like when I would smoke, I feel like my skin is mine. Like, I felt more loose. Like, after surgery, you're very much stiff. Like, literally, you're very stiff. So I felt a little more loose after I smoked. And honestly, like, I've been smoking ever since, and it's been beautiful. Like, yeah. I do recommend at least waiting, waiting at least 2 weeks, or, just wait as long as you can, honestly. Hold out as long as you can after surgery. I would not recommend, 2 days later smoking, but you'll know when the time is right for you, girl. How are your scars? My scars are not bad. The two in the front that are, let me show you guys. Two that are like here, which is like kind of right above my cootie cat. These two, they're not like regular scars. Well, this is just my theory, because it just happens to be the same two that would get reopened for my massages. So those two right there, they're more like inwards. Like, they're not flat, they're not raised. Like, they literally go in, and I assume that's because they are not as healed as the other ones, because they were getting reopened. The incision right on top of my cootie cat, and the two that are on top of my butt cheeks, and the two under my butt cheeks, those are all healing very nicely. I will insert a picture video of the scars, how they look so far. I have been putting Mederma on them, as well as Vaseline and just other things, vitamin E, like little different things, and they're looking good to me. So it's nothing I'm going to be concerned about, because I feel like they're only going to get better, and if they're really not that bad, Oh my gosh, that's all the questions. That's all the questions. Let me just double check that I went over. So that is all of the questions. First of all, before I get into this body reveal, I just want to thank you guys so much for all of your support and kind words during my recovery process. A lot of you guys were in the comments telling me about your surgeries coming up. I want you to know that as a surgery sister, I am here for you. If you have any questions, any topics you want me to make a YouTube video on and cover, please let me know. Something I want to add, girls, for anybody who has this surgery coming up, something I definitely want to add is to don't take everything so literal that is on your post-op care. For example, it might tell you in 2 weeks you could, and this is just an example, this is nothing like real, like I'm just giving you an example. So let's say it says in 2 weeks you can ride a bike. If in 2 weeks you don't feel like you could ride a bike, don't ride a bike. Don't just assume because it's on the paper and it's like, okay, here, 6 weeks, it's 6 weeks, do this. Do what works for you. Your body, listen to your body. This is one of those things where I really strongly believe you have to listen to your body. Listen to the surgeon, but listen to your body. Because according to that paper, at 6 weeks, I should be vibing out, and I'm not. Like, I'm literally not. Like, I feel I'm good, I'm alive, I'm well, but I could be 100%, and I thought I would be 100% at 6 weeks, and I'm just not. And that's just the reality. So just don't be discouraged or anything if at certain marks or you make it to certain milestones and you just simply feel like you cannot do something. That's okay. We all recover at our own pace, and it's gonna be fine. Now, if you're feeling something very very strange and you know something's wrong, listen to your body with that as well, and go to the ER and get looked at, you know, take those precautions as well. Listen to your body. I think it was 4 weeks where they said, okay, you can discontinue the use of your lipofoam and ab board. No, at that point, I think it was 3 weeks, but at my 3 weeks, no. The lipofoams, it felt good to me still. It made me more compressed, and I felt more comfortable in my lipofoams. I wore an additional week or 2. Everything that's on the paper isn't going to necessarily apply to you. Anything that is going to affect your results though, or your health, take the surgeon and the surgery center's advice. But anything that's really not life or death, or, you know, not too serious and shouldn't really tweak your results, listen to your body. I really hope this video helps anybody that has this surgery coming up. You're gonna be itchy as fuck. You're going to be uncomfortable as shit. You're going to, oh my God, you guys, one thing that nobody asked me that I'm going to put in this video for y'all as a bonus, okay? Using the bathroom. Using the bathroom after this surgery is hell, y'all. It's nasty, it's hell. Okay, so what I found the best and easiest method was rolling up a towel, putting it on the edge, the edge of the toilet seat, and going that way. So you could actually pee and poop in that position. So for me, that was it. The BBL pillow to me sat up a little too high. It made me like uneasy. Like I didn't like, no. The pillow was just enough height to put the pressure on my thighs, and it got the job done. Your first initial poop is going to be weird, but my ass was like 2 basketballs, hard as hell. And so when my poop came out, it literally came out smushed. It came out flat, okay? That's how hard my butt cheeks were. I know TMI, but I just wanted to let the girls who have this coming up, I just want y'all to have all the tea and information that you can possibly have, even if it's disgusting. Like, you have to know, because this is gonna be your life soon, maybe. I'm just trying to throw things out there that maybe nobody asked about, but I think y'all should know. This is not one of these surgeries, like some people say every day it gets better. This is not one of those kind of surgeries. In my opinion, you take it day by day, but not necessarily every day gets better, because I've had better days a week ago than I had last night. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, it's one of those take it day by day things. Every day, what I will say, in my opinion, does get better is your flexibility, your mobility. Like, I feel like every day I can bend a little more. I feel a little more, you know, loose. Like, my skin is starting to not be so numb and tight. So now I'm starting to be able to do a lot more physically. I couldn't even bend to wash my feet, the bottoms of my feet and stuff, you know, I would need help. I couldn't put socks on, but now, you know, now I can put socks on. Now I can drive on my BBL pillow more comfortably. Like, I can do a lot more things than I could do, say, like 3 weeks ago. So I will say, like, your flexibility and the way you move, that gets better every day. Money wise, you guys, this shit is no joke. It is super expensive. If you're just saving for the surgery, you already lost, because that means you can't afford to maintain the results, because you're going to need multiple fajas. The fajas run you anywhere from $100 to about $180. That's like the general price range for fajas. God forbid everything isn't smooth. Everything is not always going to work out in our favor, and that is life. So you need to make sure you have money for a urgent care run if need be, medications that you might need out of pocket, like anything like that. So save your money. And like I mentioned, the more bills and stuff you can pay ahead of time for the amount of time you might be out of work for, the better. The last thing you want to do is be stressed out about bills and be stressed out about money when you're trying to recover. And then that's gonna force you to go back to working, and you're not necessarily ready, but you need the money. You don't wanna have to do that. So please, please, please save your funds. Like, Save your funds. Have whatever the surgery costs, add 5,000-6,000 to it just to be safe. Who cares? Like, if you don't use the money, then that's money you still have, but you want to have the cushion. Till this day, 50 days after my surgery, I still do get random aches and pains. Excuse me, I do get random like pains. It feels almost like electricity is going through my body. It's very weird. Sometimes it's more intense than others, but that is something else too that you guys should know, that you do feel random phantom pains. All right, you guys, so I think that pretty much covers everything. If there's anything you guys feel like I missed or should have elaborated better on, please let me know in the comments. I am here to serve you guys that have this coming your way. I want to make sure you guys feel prepared and have a smooth recovery. So yeah. All right, now without further ado, let's get into this body. All right, you guys, so like I said, I wore something tight fitting so you can see the flat tummy, but so you can also just see the overall shape. Y'all, Dr. Wright did her thing from the side. Dr. Wright from the back.
Damn! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.
MC.
Other side. Front. Nice shape. All right, get into it, get into it. So that's it, y'all. You know, I'm snatched. I'm very happy with the result, and I think it looks very natural, but snatched. I know they say that a year from now is when you see your true results, and that's when everything is settled, and that's your true shape at a year. So I'll keep you guys posted as long as I can. I'm promising a year, but all right, you guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. All different kinds of content is coming y'all's way, so be prepared. This is not just a BBL channel. Like, this ain't that, but that's just what's going on in my life right now, so I'm gonna talk about it. Thank you guys so much for all of the support and love that I've received on my videos, and I appreciate you all, and I will see you next time. Bye.